The droid army in Star Wars is a great concept. A massive, mass-produced army of robots, specialized for different kinds of combat. Quantity over quality. If you watch the movies without thinking too much, the concept of the droid army appears to be executed quite successfully. But if you start thinking more critically, you quickly start to realize that they totally fail in execution. You would think that one big advantage of droids would be that they can wirelessly communicate orders with each other. No room for misunderstandings or your opponent hearing you. But in movies we hear the droids talk verbally a lot. It would be understandable if they talk verbally to biological characters, but we see the droids speak with each other.
Check it out, Corporal. We'll cover you. Roger, roger.
Another advantage of droids is that they have no feelings. They just do the task at hand. Now it makes sense to emulate a personality in droids that have the purpose to interact with biological users. But droids made for battle? Sure, the command droids that communicate with their biological masters need to talk. But all? Why do these combat droids show fear? Why is this pilot droid cheering? The battle droid at first felt like a more dangerous droid, but they were utterly ruined in episode 3 when we heard them talking.
You stupid little astro droid.
Even the movement of the droids is a fail. Why do they move around like humans and not robots? In the movies we see all kinds of droids made for explicit purposes. We have fighter droids, bus droids, squid finger droids. There seems to be a droid for every purpose. And thus the droid army doesn't need to have any pilots or drivers. Except sometimes they do need pilots and drivers. It really doesn't make any sense. Why aren't all vehicles a droid? It would make sense if the droid army also had some biological troops on the ground, thus having a need for vehicles to also be drivable. But they don't. We get some glimpses in the prequels of how great the droids could have been. For example, the big battle with the Gungans in episode 1. Here for once, the droid army actually acts as droids. They march with robotic movement, all in unison, and are only set on the mission. But this is pretty much it. All the other droids we see in the movies are such clowns. The best example of a droid in the Star Wars series we find in the Mandalorian TV series. Here we get some scenes with an IG unit. The way this droid moves around is much more robotic. It truly feels like some advanced robot that has no feelings and is only set on the mission at hand. Now imagine if the droid army in the prequels were something like this, but like a much worse version. Then thousands of droids coming towards you would actually feel dangerous. Their key strength of the droids would not be their individual quality, but the fact that there are thousands of them. But instead, we got this.